Morning. Hello and good morning. Today I'm going to be doing a reading vlog. So this video is brought to you by my lovely daughter, Piper. And today is Thursday, May 20th, May 20th. Which, fun fact for you guys, is actually the day before my graduation. So I graduate college tomorrow, but not with my bachelor's, just with my associates from a community college. So I graduate my community college tomorrow. I won't be walking. It's just something that I didn't really want to do. So to celebrate, my family is gone out of town, and I'm gonna be alone, just hanging out on my graduation day. Just me and the old pipesters right here. Just a couple of gals hanging out, celebrating a job well done. I have 2 associates as of tomorrow. So anyways, so yeah, it's gonna be a pretty low-key week. I think it's just gonna be reading those 3 books. Hopefully I'll finish them all, question mark? I don't know. Because I read a bunch of books at one time, it tends to take me a long time to get through them. And then I finish them all at like one time. So I'll spend 2 weeks reading 2 or 3 books, and then I'll finish them all at the very same day, basically. So maybe I'll finish them all. Maybe I'll just get a good chunk through all of them. We'll see. So we'll just feel things out, all right? We'll just see how this week goes. I don't have any plans other than work and read, I guess, because school's done, you know? So whatever I want goes now. Yeah. Check in with you guys later. Okay, Piper and I were on the move right now. We are headed to run some errands. I need to return my books from this last semester. So we're gonna go do that, and we're gonna pick up Starbucks, I think. I think we earned it, you know? Co-pilot in check. We're out. Hey gang, checking in with ya. So I'm supposed to be reading, I have several books to choose from, but I picked up this instead. The Wolves in the Wall? The Wolves in the Walls by Neil Gaiman. And I look like I'm dying, like I'm a raccoon, because my makeup's all smeared. It's cool. We're not worried about it. I'm in my comfy robe, gonna make tea. It's a nice Friday night. Anyways, so yeah, I had several books to pick up, and I read this instead. I don't know if this is a children's story or if it's just an illustrated book. Like, I don't know exactly who it's intended for, but I very much enjoyed it. It was very cute, very fun. It's short. It's very short. Just a fun little short story to break up other things that I was not loving. So I had a great time. Now I'm gonna go make tea, eat snacks, and maybe read something I'm supposed to. So I finished, and I'm feeling things, so let's discuss it. So let me begin by saying that when I went into this book, I didn't think I was gonna love it. I didn't even think I was gonna really like it that much. I thought it was gonna be kind of like a Dresden Files kind of book, where I liked it, but not really, because it was like a detective murder mystery, and it had like fantasy and stuff, which, you know, should have made me like it, but it was just, I don't know, kind of bland, I guess. So that's what I went in thinking. And I was pleasantly surprised. So I thought the book was really fun, really humorous, and went a lot of directions I did not expect. I have no clue where the next, I think the next one's a novella as well, so where the next novella will go, I have no idea. I literally went into this book planning on not really rating it, because I didn't even expect to like it. Like, it's not my genre, so I felt like it was not fair for me to read something that I knew was going to be a miss for me, and then rate it poorly, just because I wanted to read it because it, you know, it's by a booktuber. And then I liked it a lot, and I was like, oh, okay. So I think I'm probably going to rate it like a 3.75 or something. And then move it up to a 4 for Goodreads. I thought it was really, really good. Like, there was a couple spots that I thought were genuinely funny. Basically, also, I just realized I haven't even told you what it's about, but it's basically about these detectives that are surveying a crime scene because some weird stuff's going on. And then it just goes off from there. I will say that this book is not for the squeamish. If you're not a fan of, like, well, I don't think anyone's a fan of body horror, but, like, if you, like, can't tolerate it, probably don't pick this one up, because there is a decent amount of, like, gore that happens, especially in the beginning of the book. But overall, I'm, like, really pleasantly surprised, because it exceeded my expectations. I would, like I said, I thought it was going to be more like a Dresden Files, and with that said, I still think that if you like Dresden Files, you'll like this, because there were still similar elements to them, similar kind of feel, but this one wasn't like a murder mystery and then you just kind of go on. It left off in a really interesting place, so I recommend this book. I genuinely do. I think it's really good. It's also, a little novella, so it's 130 pages, so super easy to breeze through. I think I read this in 2 days, so I could have read it in one. Read it. Yeah, I could have read it in one. I got it right. I got it right the first time. Except, I just don't normally sit down for long periods and read, so. Anyways, I'm going to go to bed. So, gotta work in the morning. Oh yeah, I probably won't vlog much, this weekend, because I work weekends, and I don't, I work 8 hours, on the weekends, and I also have graduation dinner and stuff like that, and my family's coming back into town, so I want to spend time with them, so I'll probably not update you till Monday, so hopefully I have a lot to say. Morning. So I am currently in the car, gonna head to the beach for the day. I have the day off, so wanted to have a little fun. Go to maybe my favorite beach spot, and then check out Barnes & Noble afterwards, because I want to pick up the next book in the Ember and the Ashes series. So I think that's going to be the plan for the day. I'm heading out right now. Gonna listen to, what's the name of that book? Crazy Rich Asians on the way there. Yeah, I'm currently 25% of the way through, and I just don't really care about anything that's happening in the story right now, so hopefully that changes, but I'll let you know. Books. I am currently, I think 40 something percent of the way through Crazy Rich Asians, which is kind of where I expected to be right now, because I do take a long time to go through audiobooks. So, my thoughts so far. It's fine. Unfortunately, I really don't have a lot to say. For those of you that don't know, Crazy Rich Asians is about crazy rich Asians. It's about this couple that is they've been together for like 2 years or something like that, and are currently going to visit the parents of the boyfriend. And he comes from an insanely wealthy family, and so you're basically just seeing them as well as a couple other perspectives within the family, and just all the craziness that comes with being insanely rich, and for a lot of people, good looking. Yeah, I mean, it's a contemporary, which is not what I normally read, so I don't think it's possible for a contemporary to be an all-time favorite for me, just because it's not something that I just absolutely adore. It's something I like, not something I love. So this is panning out to be kind of exactly what I thought it would be. It's fun. It's a fun time. Like, I'm happy I'm reading it. I don't at any point not want to continue on, you know, like every time that I'm in the car, I'm like, yeah, let's listen to it. With that being said, it's not doing anything out of the box or crazy or, yeah. I just think it's middle of the road, fun, and that's it. Now, next book. People in the Trees, which I realize I have not described at all up until this point. Basically, it's about this scientist who discovered this form of sea turtle on this remote Pacific island that basically grants immortality in a sense. It elongates the lifespans of the people who eat it. So he goes to the island with a couple other scientists, and they're trying to figure out how these people live to be such a long age, etc. It goes from there, basically. I am really surprised by this one, by the fact that I don't want to pick it up. Every time, like, I think I'm like 130 pages into the book right now. It's like a 360 page book. I'm making really slow progress because I'm not loving it. I thought it was going to be like a Michael Crichton because it's following a scientist. It's very science-y, you know. However, I think because of the style that the book is written, it's written in a memoir style. It's literally a memoir. It's got footnotes from the editor of the book. I just feel like it makes everything so much more detached reading this style of book, having it be a memoir, having it be after the fact and he's reflecting on it. So I can't say, it's just like when I read it, I start to zone out a little bit. I just feel detached from everything that's happening. I'm at the point where things are starting to get more interesting, so hopefully I have more positive things to say about it in the future, but currently I'm not thrilled. I'm honestly very disappointed that I'm not loving it, because I feel like if I didn't have such high expectations for it, I would DNF it. But because it was something that I was looking forward to so much, I want to keep trying it for at least a little bit longer. So I'll update you at the end of the week on that guy and see if I got any better, if I was able to finish it. Because right now I'm only reading like 20 pages a day because I don't care about it and I don't want to pick it up again. So, last book that I just started yesterday when I was at the beach is the Asylum book. So Asylum book 1, which I read the prequel last month. I thought it was really fun. Not all that scary really at all, but it was in parts a little unsettling. I liked the ending, so I wanted to, overall it was a good time, so I wanted to continue on with the series, and so I picked up book number 1, book number 1, because technically that other one is like 0.5. So just started it. I'm only 30 pages in, so I can't say anything about it just yet. I expect to like it the same amount as the other book. So far, I like the characters, love the setting. Can't say much about it, but it's got a lot of promise, so I'll let you know how it goes. Hey guys, so it is now Thursday, the end of the week, so the end of this vlog. I gotta wrap it up. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a lot more reading done. I've had a lot of just life things going on, and not to mention my graduation party, which is a lot of cleaning and cooking. So I haven't been doing a whole bunch of reading. But I do have updates. So let's start with the people in the trees. I've decided to DNF. Yeah, I know. I'm like super heartbroken about it. I don't want to do it, but I also want to do it because I don't want to pick up the book. But I don't want to give up on it. But I have to be logical. I just do. I'm DNFing it because I just never could get myself to care about anything that was happening. I think it was the writing style mixed with the fact that it was like a memoir after the fact, reflecting upon type story, and the fact that you're following a very unlikable dude. Very unlikable dude. And I mean, it's like, what do you expect, you know? Because all those things on their own, I feel like aren't that bad. Like, I would get over it. But I feel like it was just too many things put together that made it so that I couldn't care about anything happening. I couldn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the setting or anything that was happening. It was just, I just couldn't like invest myself into the story. I couldn't get invested into it. And so at 130 pages, which I think is like 30 something percent of the way through, I am DNFing. I do like to normally get a little bit deeper into a book before I DNF, but I just can't do it with this one. I could come back to it in the future. That's definitely a possibility, but for now, at least, it's going to be a DNF. I wrote it in my reading journal, so I don't know. It seems pretty permanent to me. So next thing, Asylum. This one's also taken a bit of a nosedive, unfortunately. I feel like, I mean, I'm pretty sure this book's YA. I don't think it's middle grade. I think it's YA. But I feel like it reads a little bit young, especially in the dialogue. Some of the dialogue is just kind of young and pretty, at times, a little verging on cringy. And then there's a couple things that just didn't, I don't know, I feel like I've been surprisingly confused with some elements of this book. So the premise is you have this character who's going away to college, and his dorms are basically converted asylum rooms, so like hospital rooms and stuff. So the whole building used to be an state asylum and is now currently a college dorm. So that's the setup basically. And I was really confused because this character is in college, and some of the things happening, I was just like, has this author been to college? Like, why is any of this happening? Like, for instance, there's a bell that dismisses the classes. And I was like, that's so strange because colleges don't have bells. I mean, maybe there's a college out there in the world that does have a bell. If your college has a bell, let me know. But I'm pretty darn sure colleges don't have bells. No college I've gone to has had a bell. I've never heard of that before, because teachers might dismiss you really early just depending on the teacher, you know? I don't know. It was just bizarre to me. I was like, okay, that's not a thing. And then there was another thing where he was talking to his teacher about extra credit on the first day of school. And he said, and then the teacher says that this class doesn't have grades. And I was like, your class doesn't have grades? What? Like, there's such a thing as a pass-fail class. So it's a class that doesn't have grades. You either pass it or you fail it. But a lot of those classes tend to be things like cooking or sewing or things like that. And this is like a history class that he's taking, like some type of psychology mixed with history, I think. And I'm like, that would be a class that has grades. What do you mean it's pass-fail? That doesn't make any sense. And then a couple paragraphs later, you find out that he's a senior in high school. And so then I was like, what? How are you in college and a senior in high school at the same time? So I think that this is like a summer break situation. And it's like taking advanced courses in the summer at the school, but for some reason you stay in the dorms. I don't know. It's just like, why not just make them regular college students? I feel confused with the whole setup of the book. So there's some things I'm not loving about it. I'll probably finish it pretty fast because these books are an insanely quick read. They have like a whole bunch of photographs in them, which are actually really fun because I'm pretty sure I read in the acknowledgments of the prequel that these are all real photos from real asylums, which is like so fun. But I feel like I definitely liked the prequel a lot better than I'm liking this guy. Next, Crazy Rich Asians. I've made it a lot farther in that one, and I'm proud and very happy to say that that is the only book going well so far. At least I have one going strong still. I've actually become more invested in this book and I'm having so much fun. Like, I'm genuinely having so much fun. Because I think, so for this book, because you have these crazy rich people that live these crazy lives that, for me, who has a very modest upbringing, probably like the rest of you, it's just very, like, I don't know, like, it's hard to connect to characters like that, you know, because they're so different. But I feel like what this author has done is he's done a couple things really well. The perspectives you follow, because you follow quite a few perspectives, and some of the perspectives are absolutely insane, you know, crazy rich people that have just lives that you're just like, oh, boo-hoo, your shoes are not as designer as the next gal's, you know, and, you know, you're like, oh, I don't care. Some of the perspectives are like that. But some aren't. Some, they're dealing with really interesting dramas, like a partner who's not being faithful. You have other dramas where it's like you're not fitting into the crowd type of thing. So he's made these people that don't seem like you could relate to them, he's made them in a very relatable way, which I really love. You also, one of the main perspectives is Rachel, who's the main character and the main love interest. She is from a more, what did I say like a little while ago? That was like the perfect way to describe it. Modest. She's from a more modest upbringing. And so like it's really nice to like watch everything go through her eyes, because it's just very, very crazy, and she's like the only one who can acknowledge it as being crazy. But yeah, I felt like the characters I really like, the story itself I'm really liking. I honestly would recommend it, especially in audiobook formatting, because the narrator is really, really good. Like, I'm so impressed by the narrator. I think that if you want to consume this book, I would recommend it in audiobook format. So, the last thing I wanted to bring up, actually, not really, not even sort of the last thing, is Swords Against the Night. So, this is the book that I went to Barnes & Noble for and they didn't have. So while I was there, I bought Jade City, and then I ordered this. And it came, and I'm so happy. It's like reflective, and I was not expecting that. So I'm probably going to dive into this one immediately, maybe tonight, because I decided to DNF People in the Trees, which means I need a new book to pick up, which means this guy. So, got some good news here. So, to reflect on this week, I finished these two books. I really enjoyed them both. They're both very little. For Breach of Peace, I just wanted to add on to the fact that I am very proud of this author, and I can see him doing really, really good things in the future, and I'm really excited to see what he does from here on out, because I really see a lot of promise in his work. There was also, that I didn't mention, a brothel at the end of the book, and I thought it was really, really tastefully done, and his society as a whole was crafted in a very unique and really fun kind of way with a really nice perspective. So, really excited for what he does in the future. Wolves on the Wall is the story about a girl who hears wolves in her wall, and it's like 50 pages, if that. And it's just cute. You know, I don't know if it's a kid's story, but it's really cute. And then we have People in the Trees, which I decided to DNF, and Asylum, which I'm not loving, Crazy Rich Asians, which is great. I think so far my favorite thing is probably Crazy Rich Asians, which is really surprising because I thought it was going to be middle of the road the whole time. But I think my favorite thing that I've read so far is Crazy Rich Asians. Not done with it though, so it could go south. Otherwise, it would be Breach of Peace. So having a great time. I have to wrap up this vlog, you know. Maybe I'll see you in a new vlog. Maybe I'll have something really fun out. I know I have to do a TBR video and a wrap-up video, so stay tuned for those, guys. They will be coming pretty soon. But yeah, have a good day.